7 Steps to Financial Freedom and Living Your Best Life. Do you want to become financially free? To no longer worry about money? To travel the world in style? To live the good life? This is the stuff of dreams. And it remains a dream for most people. They have been conditioned by society to believe that having a lot of money and enjoying life is only possible after decades of backbreaking work. When they are over 65, retired, and aging. Why should you plan to start enjoying life when it's almost over? I've never quite understood that. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can change this mindset and start creating a more prosperous life for yourself right now. Even if you've just started. Even if you're broke as a joke. Here are some ways you can make a lot of money and become financially free without living like Scrooge and while you're still young. 1. Start with a plan. What financial freedom means is different from person to person, just as our faces are different. While you might be satisfied with just the latest Gulfstream jet in your private island, some people are content simply living comfortably and debt-free. To create the type of life you desire, you must define exactly what financial independence means to you. Be as specific as possible. Outline the bank balance you'd like to have, the lifestyle, and the timeline in which you'll achieve it. Then conduct an audit of your current financial position now. Be realistic and factual. This will help you create a long-term goal and determine the work you need to do to bridge the gap between your current situation and your final goal. Finally, create smaller goals and milestones at regular intervals to help you constantly work towards your desired goal. 2. Stop trading time for money. To make a lot of money in a relatively short period, the traditional 50 hours of work for a fixed salary might not cut it. Not that you can't become rich working from 9 to 5, but most financially successful people don't trade their time for money. You might work very hard for 50 hours a week and even sacrifice your weekends, and perhaps, just perhaps, the boss might like you and give you a raise. And you slog away for several more years until you retire and live off the money you managed to save. The problem with this model is that your income is limited by time. We all have 24 hours in a day, and most of that time will be occupied by other life activities, leaving you only about 10 hours to exchange for income. The truth is that time is the most essential commodity in the world because it is limited. So if you trade time for money, your income will always be limited. But how do you stop bartering this most precious resource of all and create time for the things that matter most? Start with a change in mindset. You must think about trading value for money rather than time. What skills, knowledge, talents do you have that people appreciate? When your way of thinking changes, it opens your mind to the infinite opportunities out there. Money is everywhere. When you discover what you do better than most people, not that you have to be the best, find a way to create value for others and promote yourself shamelessly. There are several ways you can leverage your unique abilities to make money for yourself. You can sell your services as a freelancer, where you freely determine how much you earn and choose who you work with. Or position yourself as an authority in your specific niche, create and sell a product, for example, an ebook, a blog, a training course, or consulting services. The best part? You can automate most of the processes, leaving you enough time to sip margaritas on an exotic beach. At the same time, your earnings continue to come in. And since you don't have to spend all your time selling, you can start other passive income streams and grow your money faster. 3. Invest in yourself. To be a person of value, you must prioritize your personal and professional growth. This is the most profitable investment you can make. It gives you compound returns over time and increases your value in the present. Try to improve yourself every day. Abandon habits that are not in line with your goals and adopt new, more productive ones. Invest in courses and training to increase your skills and knowledge. This way, you'll be better equipped to negotiate a raise if you're employed and increase your rates if you work for yourself. Self-improvement should also extend to your health. Make sure to eat healthily, sleep optimally, and exercise your body. You can't be rich if you're not in good health. Invest in yourself to achieve greater productivity, earn more, and live a better quality of life. Not only does it shape your interaction with the outside world, but it also determines how you feel about yourself. 4. Live below your means. Although it's a cliché, living below your means is the thread that holds together every aspect of your personal finances. Without it, financial freedom is impossible. It's like driving a car with the wheels off. You won't go anywhere. Unfortunately, this is an aspect with which most people struggle, burdened by credit card debts. Learning this is very important because you will need to free up money to use for creating wealth. If you haven't mastered this ancient skill yet, it might be one of the hardest steps you'll have to take. It will involve painful changes in your lifestyle and giving up uncontrolled spending, which you've become accustomed to. At the root of the problems is the human need for instant gratification. And the solution is to think long-term. Sacrifice unnecessary expenses for a better financial future. Get used to delayed gratification and learn to avoid the triggers that make you open your wallet like a fire hydrant. Cut unnecessary expenses from your budget. Over time, you'll be pleased to see that you have an emergency fund, increased your savings, reduced or eliminated your debt, and have enough to invest. 5. Learn to manage money. Managing your money means accounting for every cent that comes in or goes out of your accounts. Create a detailed budget to help you track your expenses, ensure your bills are paid on time, and your savings goals are met. It also helps you curb impulsive spending and avoid unbudgeted costs. A budget won't be of much help if you don't stick to it religiously. And one of the best ways to do this and better understand your finances is to track every cent that comes out of your pockets. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Some apps allow you to automate it. When you analyze your monthly expense report, you'll be surprised to discover that you spend more money than you thought on certain items. You can clearly see where your money is going and the unnecessary costs you should eliminate. Managing your money is much easier when you simplify your finances. Simplifying your accounts, bills, credit cards, debts, etc., makes it easier to keep track of your money and helps you conserve more. Instead of having several accounts scattered everywhere, consolidate them into one checking account and one savings account with 1 or 2 banks. With your account in one place, you'll reduce bureaucracy, negotiate lower fees, and have an overview of your account with a single access to the online banking platform. There's no need to access each account separately. Additionally, consolidate your loans as much as possible. It's much easier to keep track of one repayment than to keep track of several loans and probably end up paying late fees. Once you've simplified your finances by reducing your accounts, you can use technology to make them even easier to manage. There are several apps available that can automate activities such as savings, investments, bill payments, and more. Automation will save you time that you can dedicate to a higher return on investment, ROI, such as analyzing your finances. Plus, zero worries about missing a bill payment deadline. 6. Save and invest. Save money regardless of your situation. Most people make the mistake of ensuring they will start saving when their income increases. But that time never comes. And when life throws an unexpected curveball, as it always does, they struggle and fail. If you can't make room in your budget for some savings, find ways to increase your income or reduce your expenses, or better yet, do both. Just save money. This is absolutely essential. When you have saved up 6 months or more of living expenses in an emergency fund, it's time to start investing. Financial freedom is achieved faster when you put your money to work for you. Of course, there are better times than others to invest. But since you're not a fortune teller, it's better to invest consistently, regardless of what the market is doing. You can minimize risk with dollar cost averaging in the stock market. Additionally, diversify your investments across different assets to protect yourself from unexpected surprises. Your portfolio should include stocks, P2P loans, liquidity, fixed income investments, and real estate. In the event of a black swan event hitting any of the sectors, you won't take a hard hit. 7. Avoid debts, unless they make you earn more. You can't become financially free if you still have debts with banks or other people. Plan to get out of debt as quickly as possible. Start by changing the habits that got you into debt in the first place. Pay off credit cards and similar high-interest consumer loans first. Then gradually reduce mortgages and student loans, which generally have lower interest rates. And once you've eliminated debt in one category, never go back. You won't become debt-free overnight, but the sooner you start tackling them, the closer you'll get to financial independence. So, in conclusion, there are no get-rich-quick schemes to build wealth. To become financially free with enough money to spend, you must commit and engage with the required discipline. Putting these 7 tips into practice and making them a habit will accelerate your financial growth and prepare you for a great future. So, in summary: 1. Start with a plan. 2. Stop trading time for money. 3. Invest in yourself. 4. Live below your means. 5. Learn to manage money. 6. Save and invest. 7. Avoid debts unless they make you money. We would like to know about your experience regarding the topic covered today. Share it with us in the comments, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them. We will gladly respond. Your like would be a source of satisfaction for us, and of course, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming publications.